The Glucose Goddess movement has taken social media by storm, promising followers that small, daily hacks can control blood sugar, reduce fat storage, and improve overall health with minimal effort. Vinegar shots before meals, eating vegetables before protein or carbs, and walking immediately after eating are just a few of the tactics that have gone viral, each accompanied by confident before and after charts, glowing testimonials, and hashtags that make the advice feel scientific, precise, and urgent. At first glance, it seems harmless, even empowering, but the reality is far more complicated, and the trend is rife with oversimplification, misleading claims, and potential risks for certain groups. Some of the hacks do have a basis in legitimate science. Walking after meals, for instance, can modestly improve postprandial glucose levels by stimulating muscle uptake of glucose, and fiber-rich vegetables can slow digestion and blunt blood sugar spikes. Small amounts of vinegar before a meal may slightly improve insulin sensitivity in controlled studies. But these effects are generally mild, highly individualized, and context-dependent. They are not substitutes for comprehensive dietary management, regular exercise, sleep quality, or medical oversight for people with diabetes or metabolic conditions. Yet the movement often presents these small tweaks as near magical solutions, ignoring the variability in response, the modest size of the effects, and the fact that these interventions cannot compensate for chronic overeating, ultra-processed food consumption, or sedentary lifestyles. The messaging around hacks creates a dangerous illusion of control. Followers are encouraged to measure every meal, to stress over the order of food, or to obsessively track minor glucose fluctuations using consumer devices. While data can be useful, turning normal glucose variability into a source of anxiety risks disordered eating behaviors, orthorexia-like tendencies, or a compulsive focus on perfection that undermines overall health. This is particularly concerning for teens and young adults who are highly susceptible to social media pressure and may adopt these routines without understanding their limitations or potential side effects. Vinegar shots, a viral cornerstone of the trend, illustrate the pitfalls. While small amounts of acetic acid have been shown in some studies to blunt post-meal glucose spikes, they can irritate the esophagus, damage tooth enamel, and trigger nausea or reflux if consumed regularly or in concentrated forms. People with stomach ulcers or acid reflux may experience serious discomfort. The movement rarely emphasizes these safety concerns, leaving followers assuming that if a little is good, more must be better, which can quickly backfire. Similarly, the advice to eat vegetables before carbohydrates is grounded in the concept of slowing digestion, but the impact on overall blood sugar is modest. Most studies show small differences in glucose curves over hours, not drastic transformations. Framing this as a hack capable of countering poor dietary choices is misleading. Many followers interpret the advice as license to eat refined carbs, sugary snacks, or large portions immediately after their vegetable buffer, assuming the order alone will protect them. In practice, these habits do little to offset the impact of excessive sugar or calories and may create a false sense of security that worsens long-term metabolic outcomes. The trend also glosses over individual variability. Genetics, microbiome composition, insulin sensitivity, age, stress, and activity levels all shape glucose response. What works for one person may be ineffective or even counterproductive for another. The viral simplicity of the hacks erases this complexity, reducing a multifactorial physiological process to a series of checklist items. People may become frustrated or anxious when results don't match expectations, and this can lead to more extreme experimentation, like skipping meals, over-restricting carbohydrates, or taking unnecessary supplements, all of which carry their own risks. Another concern is that the movement targets a broad audience with medical claims while remaining largely unregulated. People with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or other metabolic disorders may attempt these hacks without medical supervision, delaying proper treatment or misinterpreting glucose readings from at-home devices. Overconfidence in minor interventions can give a false sense of safety, potentially exacerbating insulin resistance or contributing to long-term complications if serious underlying conditions are ignored. The psychological framing is equally problematic. Social media content often portrays glucose control as both moral and performative, linking good behavior to stability in blood sugar, glowing skin, energy, and weight management. This messaging fosters guilt around normal eating patterns and can encourage obsessive tracking or perfectionism. It also shifts focus away from the foundational factors that matter most: balanced meals, fiber intake, consistent physical activity, sleep, stress management, and, when needed, evidence-based medication. Small tweaks like vinegar shots or walking are at best supportive, but the viral hype positions them as substitutes for responsible dietary and medical practices, which is misleading and potentially dangerous. In short, the glucose goddess hacks are an example of wellness culture amplifying small, legitimate strategies into exaggerated promises. Walking after meals, eating vegetables first, and small doses of vinegar can be useful tools in certain contexts, but they are far from a panacea. The risk is that people adopt these practices obsessively while ignoring bigger picture behaviors, misinterpret results, or develop anxiety around normal eating. For most healthy adults, a balanced diet, regular activity, adequate sleep, and moderation remain far more effective for blood sugar control than any viral hack. For those with metabolic conditions, these hacks without professional guidance can be misleading at best and risky at worst. The viral simplicity masks a complex physiology, and treating these small tricks as magic bullets is more likely to harm than to help.